Welcome to Tenkaichi Podcast, number one under heaven for martial discussion. And now get ready for the new episode. Welcome everybody on this new episode of Tenkaichi Podcast, number one under heaven about martial arts discussion. And today's episode we talk about gender equality. Women in martial arts. What's the difference? Let's see. So, I'm an instructor. I teach Shaolin. I teach also parkour, but that's another thing. And it happened to date. People coming to me asking me, is this what you teach, your discipline, this martial art, appropriate for a woman or is appropriate for a girl? Maybe it's a mom that is asking for the daughter. And of course I said yes, come on. And there are many martial artists in the world. They're really good and they have flexibility and they have a lot of speed. So yes, martial arts for women, yes there are. I mean, all martial arts can be practiced by men and women indistinctly. Of course, there are differences in men and women biologically. Usually, men are more built, they have more muscles, so they may have a more powerful strength in the technique. More, you can see the power maybe, especially in fight. But that doesn't mean that a punch or a kick from a woman is not powerful. You may have more speed, and that means also more damage, more strength in the technique. But from outside, maybe you can see this difference. Let's talk a little bit about the origin of martial arts to understand this principle. Why martial arts? We talk about Eastern martial art in this case, because they're most famous and they have a different development. Why they were invented? Mostly for defending themselves. Usually, maybe defending against somebody with a weapon or somebody bigger. Okay, so self-defense, let's say, and then developed for military purpose. So become more martial, more military involved, so with the weapon and everything else. So we can see some differences maybe from the one developed only for self-defense, let's say, and the one developed for the war. Because back in the day, in the military, in the army, there were mostly men. Back in the day, I'm thinking back in the day, I believe there were not women. Even if we have a good example as in the ancient time, a Mongolian princess, I believe was the descendant of Genghis Khan, that was so strong, and she didn't want to get married, and she was the one who said, I will marry only the man that will defeat me in wrestling. So everybody came to wrestle her, and also they had to play. Like the deal was, if I lose, you marry me, but if I win, you give me, I don't know, like 100 gold piece. I'm gonna find out now. I had it before. So she was a really strong woman. Mongolian are strong. Kutulun, there we go. She was Kutulun. You can find it also, of course, in a narrative way, but it was quite accurate. accurate in the Marco Polo TV Netflix show. So yes, she was the cousin of Kublai, the daughter of Kaidu, cousin of Kublai Khan. And you find also this person in the Marco Polo Netflix show. It was a quite good show. Also, I recommend it for also if you like martial art. Is the Master 100 Eyes. It's really cool. After research, if it's a real man, we can make an episode about that one. But let's go back on what we are talking. We are talking about the origin of martial art. Yes, so against bigger enemy or armed enemy. That means also men were training to defend against the bigger men. So also women can do it. Let's see. Let's scan the web to see if there is a men-only martial art. When a men-only martial art, I mean martial art that only men can practice. Yes, for some reason. Okay. Talking about the origin, maybe like for example, Baji. I think it could be originated as only men because it was the emperor's, the Chinese emperor guards technique. Only the emperor's guards, personal guards, could practice it because of it was so fierce, it was so powerful and really effective. So they didn't want it to spread that everybody knew it. It was kind of a secret, but I think just for that purpose, as I said before, it was a men-only type because of the military side part. But now men and women can do it perfectly. There's no difference. The principle is to use a type of movement to generate power, and is really concentrate power. So it doesn't matter how much you weight. An example, one Sifu told me. I was a Wing Chun Sifu, and he said, it doesn't matter the weight, how much you weight. Let's think about a bag of pasta, 200 grams of pasta, 500 grams of pasta. If I throw a bag of pasta on your face with all my power, will you stay there and receive it? Don't think so. Okay. So if you weigh 50 or 40 kilos, and you punch somebody in the face with your body weight, you will destroy anybody. Okay, even if a small weight of your body. But have to be, of course, you have to use the right movement to use all your power. Okay, let's go back. Also the Shaolin. Let's talk about the Shaolin because also I teach Shaolin. You think Shaolin monks are all men because a Buddhist temple there were only men inside because of the law of chastity. But maybe you don't know, there is a Shaolin woman temple with nuns inside, and there are woman Shaolin monks, but nun. Okay, the real name is nun, but they refer also as monk to a general way to call the practitioner. So yes, inside the temple also, if they receive the oaths and everything, they are also shaved head. But you see women doing Shaolin even traditionally. So even Shaolin is not a men-only martial art. We could say maybe boxing in the early England in the century. It could be only a man. It was a martial art, but combat sport. Yes, could be, but what's the problem? Because it was all at the beginning boxing, the bare knuckle boxing, so no gloves. It was really a strength show, basically. So people are standing and punching the face, and it was inside. Usually, I think originally developed inside a gentleman's club. That's mean it's like the Fight Club. If you ever seen the movie Fight Club, it's kind of the same thing. So they just gather men together and they start fight. Of course, there were no girls doing it, even if there is a woman famous, as known as the first female boxer. Her name was Elizabeth Wilkinson. She was born in London in the late 17th century in a working class family. But so she was famous because she started to do she was competing in a bare knuckle boxing, and she was really strong, and I think was undefeated. It's really incredible. So there we have this also example, only because it's generated only between men. It doesn't matter that a woman can't do it, right? Let's see the counterpart. Oh, sorry. Also in MMA, you say that's maybe you can think is the most man things like fighting each other inside the cage. There is the female division, and they're scary. Okay, you don't want to fight against that athletes. There are women-only martial arts, because we said about gender equality, so we have to talk about also men doing woman things, let's say. Okay, so for my knowledge, the only martial art created by a woman is Wing Chun. I say again, for my knowledge, I don't know if you know another martial arts that was created by a woman. I'm happy to put it in my file. I like to know these things, and but I didn't find it. I did some research. I could not find it, but you don't find everything in the internet, right? So Wing Chun was created from a nun, and she created the history, the legend. There are different legends in the Wing Chun history. The one that I think is more coherent and everything is that she did it as a counterpart for the Shaolin, because the Shaolin is a longer type of fighting, long distance, as long as your arm and as your leg, of course. And the Wing Chun is really close combat, so she created to go against this type of style because it was more often known. And because she was a woman, she created this type of style that generates from small movement, so not big movement, so you don't need a lot of energy, and you use the power of your opponent, as other martial arts we see later. That means if a big guy will punch you strong, you can, with a small amount of energy, deviate the attack and fight back. And as I said before, a punch, even if you're not big in the face, it causes really a good damage. But even if it was created by a woman and is really easy to do it by a woman, is not a woman only. Of course, men can do it. We know about the success that Ip Man did with the movie, and now everybody knows about Wing Chun because of the movies. But yes, men can do it too, of course. usually people thinks about martial arts for women, those type of martial arts that are not too physically. So let's say like Tai Chi. Tai Chi use slow movement, breathing. Aikido, there is no aggression, there's no aggressivity, there's not this strength development. So even if you don't train your muscle, you can do the technique. And of course Wing Chun. But in this way, I think the martial arts did a better things for gender equality than sports, normal sports, like Olympic sports. Why? Only recently, I'm talking about maybe last 5 years, we can see the rhythmic gymnastics, men side, and also synchronized swim competition for men. Usually in the day, like 10 years ago, it was only a woman things. Okay, I don't know if it was like exclusive or because no man wanted to do it, and recently we had some men in Japan that originated the rhythmic gymnastics. And if you see it, if you see the competition, it's actually looks similar to Wushu competition. So they have let's say the clave, or they have other tools in the hand, and it's like having the sword in the hand, and then you do the stuff. So I can see now, of course, they have different style. A man will not do the same things as a woman because the style is different, of course. And what I saw, they put some, of course, some flips. They generate some flip. Usually, I never saw like backflip or something like this in the rhythmic gymnastic. But I don't follow all the competitions, so maybe there are women doing it before. But for example, what I saw in the Olympics, because as I said, I didn't see all the competition, even in the Olympics game, I didn't see it. But they were really flexible, and this is a characteristic. I don't know if it's a biological characteristic, but usually women are more flexible than men. Probably because they train more on that side instead than pumping up muscles. Could be. But yes, so now recently, gender equality everywhere, that's good. I wasn't before interested in rhythmic gymnastics, so it's okay. But I will follow some competition. Unfortunately, this year we will not see the Olympics game. That sucks, but sucks like everything as far as this year's. But it's okay. Maybe we're gonna have a Olympics game in the Olympics games in 2001, a non. It's every 4 years, so it's gonna be like a different year. It's gonna be crazy. Oh, and now, yes, let's talk about this. This is the mind concept people have until today about like fighting like a girl. Don't fight like a girl, okay? Or be tough like a man. They are like mind concept that people have in the head. And when I start teach, sometimes it was in my mind, like you didn't really think what you are going to say, but likely I thought that time. I was saying, don't be like a girl. I was thinking like this child, this little boy, a kid, and don't act like a. But because it was like you're so sloppy, etc. And in the class, I had girls, and they were doing like the right technique, like really strong, etc. And before I said it, I was just thinking it to do it, and then I didn't say it. And I said, oh, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Why should it be a bad things to fight like a girl or tough like a girl? That's not a bad thing. Girls are tough. Have you seen like the soccer football match when they had like a bad fall, they get up, so tough. Also, as I said before, MMA female division, really tough girls, women, and they're also disciplined as men as boys and girls. There are some girls that are not disciplined, and some girls that are disciplined, and some boys are chatty and not disciplined, and other boys they are disciplined. So it doesn't really matter, boy or girl. Just do or do not. And that's this. Back in the day, or my days, so like maybe 10 or 5 years ago, it happened to here. It was fun. It was funny. You know, like we were doing all exercise. I was a student, and the master said, "Okay, everybody now do 100 push-up, but 60 for women." And I was like, what? But I didn't say anything. And there was a woman right there, and she said, "Oh, that's not fair. I'm gonna do 100." Okay. And that's also, I think so. So I do it now, like basic and advanced. I divide it this way. I'm not dividing also like push-up with the knees. I'm not calling girls push-up, because you know, if you're a man and you never did push-up until you are 25, you still don't have muscles. But if you're a girl and you start to push-up when you are 15, when you are 25, you're stronger. That's normal. That's how biologically how your body works. So if it's hard, put the knees down, no problem. You start there, and then you do it. You can't do 10, you do 5. Even if you're a woman or a man, it doesn't matter. Basic, advanced, expert, extreme. Think like this. Okay. So, what do you think? Do you think should I give exercise just for men and exercise just for women? The split? Okay, do the split, but if you are a man, you don't need to do the split because you are a man. No, you have to do the split too, because you want to kick higher, right? That's how it works. But there's only one thing. As we said, biologically, we are different. Men, they're born with more testosterone in their body. They release more testosterone because the biology is like this. And women, they have the other one. I don't remember at this time, at this moment. So estrogen. It was estrogen. So there are some type of exercise, especially in the Qigong, internal exercise of breathing, etc., that could generate more testosterone in the body. Also, as just said, a lot of exercise, like extreme exercise, like if you want to gain muscle, you need testosterone. That's why women can't get big as men naturally. Okay, so if a woman grab the dumbbell and do some curls or do some exercise, everything like, I don't know, jerk and snatch, any type of exercise to gain muscle, they will gain some muscle, but not as much muscle as a man. And it's not discrimination, it's just your body. That's it. But with some type of exercise of breathing, Qigong exercise, you can push this. Your body generates more testosterone. And if a woman will do it, will cause some type of problem, because the brain starts to do some chemical things, and may have developed also behavior problem, also body problem like the period, etc. So if a woman wants to do it because of that, yes, but she must know what is going to do. All right. Oh, I think this will be the last question to answer. Man versus woman in a fight. Can a woman defeat a man in a fight? Of course, because our mentality is the woman is weaker and the man is stronger. So can a woman defeat a man? Do you see that? You see that? That's normal. It's in your head because of this society. For many years it was like this. Men have to go to hunt and women have to stay home and do the field work and take care of children. That's all right, but then it degenerated and became like super extreme and super toxic patriarchy. And now for a few years or many years now okay, so we have equality. Even if there are some feminists that they think there's no equality and they start to become opposite, so they want the man to be inferior. But they don't talk about these things now. We are talking about martial art, okay? So the answer is yes, depend how much training they had. So if a woman trained for 10 years or so and on the martial art and fighting, remember the importance of training the fight. So not training for fight, but training the fight. So you must do some fighting in your training if you want to be able to fight in real life. That's for everything. And a man that do not train, she can have the win, okay? Also, you know that in combat sport you have a different type of weight classes. So if a really big man encounter a small woman, even if it's super trained, it could not have really the advantage unless she's really good and have to perform some deadly technique. I'm talking about like what's his name? The strongest man is Torbjorn, the mountain in the Game of Thrones. He's huge and super strong. It actually is training for a boxing fight next year against another super strong man. It's gonna be a fun match. We're gonna punch like, I don't know, you can hear the punching like in kilometers, something like this. It'll be interesting to see, and I will see it. But yes, how can you do like I don't think even you can do like an arm bar. He have so strong muscle they can like bend your body. It's just my speculation. So you have to go like really hit the throat and break the throat, or like grab the eyeball and take it out to win the battle. You have to go really on a weak spot because their muscles are so big, but also they're not bodybuilders. They train yes, they're like different level, like super stronger, like strongman competition. They're like different level. I believe they're like monk-like mental skill. So that's a different level. Let's say a big dude, not trained, but is strong, and maybe he's drunk, so he doesn't feel pain. So even if you kick the ball, he doesn't feel pain. So the only way is to break something, break the knee, break the elbow, or go really on like the eyes and the throat, and you have to be super careful because you can also kill somebody, and it's a different type of issue. So yes, let's say same weight, it's possible, depend on the training, as everything else. Like Which type of martial art is stronger? It depends how much you train, how you train. Depend if you're more skilled, if you're more strong. If, as we said, if like 100 kilos dude train for 5 years to fight, pro fight, and 60 kilos dude train for 5 years to fight, equal skill, the 100 kilos guy win, because his punch, his kick is stronger. Yes, if you know how to put both equal skill, you know how to generate power with your body weight. Your body weight is stronger, is heavier. Your punch is stronger. Your technique is stronger. Same things with a woman. Equal skill, unfortunately, stronger body, stronger dude win. Opposite, small man, 50-pound man against 80 kilos woman, equal skill, woman win. I'm sure. There's no doubt. Because equal skill, I'm talking about equal skill. Or if you say woman with more skill, super no doubt. But equal skill also, if the woman is bigger, stronger muscle, it will win. Unless you have to go in a combat sport. But still about this, if you same equal skill, if we talk about equal skill, it depends of the physicality. It's nothing. That's why when back in the day in China, when they have the fight between masters, usually were the same body weight. Okay, Chinese, especially because it was like a regional type, so there was no somebody from the north coming on the south or something like this. So most of the time they're like equal size, and they were just putting together, like confronting the fighting skills. So that's a lesson to learn. Just train hard, but also train right, as I always say. So what do we learn today? That girls can do martial arts. Actually, it's really benefit for girls to do martial arts, because you train all the body from head to toes. So if it's equal, so you don't miss any spot. So it's good for keeping fit. It's good for if you are on a diet, you want to lose weight. That's one, and depend on which martial arts you choose. Of course, if you choose the martial art that it's easy, that you don't burn, because it's like soft, you just use less effort. So that's not good for if your purpose is to burn, of course. If you want to go like develop your muscle, yes, you just find another martial art. So they're two different. You gain self consciousness of your body. You maybe are more how do you say, secure. You're more secure of your body, and also secure when you go around, even if you don't train for self-defense, but you know how to go around, and so you feel more secure. Okay. All right, guys, we are at the end of this episode. I want to just remind you about the Instagram page and the Facebook page, Tenkaichi Tournament, where I'm sure I will start the project, the Tenkaichi Tournament. Also, don't forget my personal page, Master Simone Marini, in Facebook, Instagram, and especially YouTube. Remember to subscribe, and see you it's a podcast. Remember to always train, and train good.